What's up everybody, welcome back. Thank you so much for taking the time to hang out. The DJI Osmo Action is an amazing brand new entry to the action camera market. So this time around, I decided to give it a go to DJI because they've been doing amazing products like the DJI Osmo Mobile, like the Ronin, like the Osmo Pocket. So I said, hey, these guys have been on a roll. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. And instead of getting a GoPro 7, for example, I personally went ahead and bought myself a DJI Osmo Action. And in this video, we're comparing the image stabilization between the DJI Osmo Action and the DJI Osmo Mobile 2. Let's go. So this is pretty much an experiment from my part. I wanted to make sure and see if the DJI Osmo Action could be a standalone vlogging camera. The DJI Osmo Mobile has been one of my favorite gimbals so far. It's definitely my top 3 rotation because of its amazing integration not only with the smartphone directly but also with other third-party applications like Filmic Pro. But if I could get amazing looking footage and on top of that get the amazing features that the Osmo Action has regarding water resistance and how easy it is to carry, put it in a pocket and be able to use that and leverage that not only as a main vlogging camera but maybe also as a secondary angle. Now Rocksteady is the name of the stabilization that's built into the DJI Osmo Action, and so far I've been very impressed. So we are going to compare the footage of the DJI Osmo Action and its Rocksteady on or off versus also the DJI Osmo Mobile 2 as the stabilizing mechanism. And we're going to also throw in control clips from the iPhone XS Max paired with the DJI Osmo Mobile 2 so we can have better information of the stabilization that we know and love with the Osmo Mobile 2 versus the DJI Osmo Action handheld, Rocksteady, and of course with the Osmo Mobile 2. There are two methods to using the DJI Osmo Mobile 2 with your DJI Osmo Action. You can actually use the Osmo Action directly into the Osmo Mobile 2 just by simply rotating the phone grip into portrait orientation and just simply insert the Osmo Action straight to it. And this is really cool because when you properly balance the camera, it does a really good job. Granted, this is always going to be looking at you, and that's when the LCD screen that's in front of the Osmo Action comes in very, very handy, because you can actually see yourself and compose your shot, make sure you're in the center. And if you want to film what's in front of you, you can just simply rotate your wrist. You're going to be blind in terms of what you can capture, but because the Osmo Action can capture such a wide field of view, you're more than likely going to have the shot, or at least most of it. If you do have the need to compose your shot real time and see what's happening in front of you, we're throwing in a comparison with a PGYTech adapter. This is an adapter that I've used for GoPros as well, but in this case it fit very, very well with the DJI Osmo Action. It does have different brackets for different size cameras, and so far I tried it with the GoPro Hero 3 Plus, and then of course with the DJI Osmo Action. Now in my opinion guys, Rocksteady is amazing. You can truly get some awesome cinematic smooth shots just by holding the DJI Osmo Action in your hands. Definitely make sure you're ninja walking in this case, that way you can smoothen that out and avoid that bounce that we tend to see when we're walking with our gimbals, in this case with the Osmo Action. But I am very, very impressed with Rocksteady just as a stabilization method. I can see a situation in which I only bring my Osmo Action and I just pretty much frame it and capture B-roll on the spot. It's totally possible. Now, the one caveat to this equation is that you're going to have a very drastic crop to your footage. So make sure you're either filming in 4K or giving yourself a little bit of headroom. That way you can compensate for that focal length or the loss of detail since it's cropping it a little bit. Now, when I was comparing the footage after the fact, I noticed that when I was using the DJI Osmo Action with the Osmo Mobile 2 and the PGYTech adapter, the stabilization when Rocksteady was off was surprisingly a little bit more consistent to what I like. When Rocksteady was on, it felt like a little bit bouncier than normal. So if you're going to use an adapter and the Osmo Mobile 2, make sure you test it out for yourself in the type of situation. That way you can turn on or turn off Rocksteady. If you turn it on, remember that you're going to get a lot of cropping, so set yourself up for success and compose your shot, give yourself a little bit of headroom, that way you don't lose any footage. If you're using the PGYTech facing forward, because of the wide field of view of the Osmo Action, you're definitely going to see the back motor of the Osmo Mobile 2. So make sure you're either on pan follow mode or all lock mode. That way you can put the gimbal in torch position and get that motor out of the way so it's not interfering with your footage. But I want to know what you think. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you have any questions or suggestions, drop them down there so we can continue to create relevant content for you. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and a sub. And as always, thank you so much for sharing your time with me. I'll catch you on the next one.